Good morning, students. Welcome to the class of chemistry. In today's video, I will discuss about the basic concept of organic chemistry. In that series, we had already discussed about the electronegative elements, electropositive elements, electron affinity, and hybridization. And in today's topic, we will discuss about polarization. Now, what do you mean by polarization? Let's start with some examples. What is polarization? Polarization means the development of two ends in a compound. Ends means poles. Let's take an example of HCl. In HCl, we know chlorine is an electronegative element. So what will happen there? Chlorine will try to take the electron of hydrogen also, due to which chlorine will attain partial negative charge and hydrogen will attain partial positive charge. Now look, a molecule now has two ends. One is negative end and other is positive end. It is called polarization. When the positive and negative part of a molecule separates itself for some distance, that is called polarization. That means during polarization, dipole moment in a molecule develops. Now, what is dipole moment? Dipole moment is the product of distance between two ends and the charge on either end. Now, the distance between the two ends is always 2a. Its product with either charge, distance between the two charges, the product of distance between two charges and charge on either end is known as dipole moment. So after developing dipole moment, the compound reacting with another compound tries to lose its part. Now, what do you mean by tries to lose its part? During teaching a topic of electronegativity, I had told you about during the organic reactions or any other chemical reactions, most electronegative part tries to go towards the most electropositive part. So when a dipole moment develops, when a dipole moments develop, the electronegative part will try to go or stabilize to the most electropositive part in a chemical reaction. That means during chemical reactions or organic chemical reactions, dipole moment is also a important part of chemical reactions. And it is the part of chemistry as well as physics also. In physics, the same dipole moment or polarization helps in preparing the conductors. Let's try to explain me this about how. Now, how in physics polarization works? In one section of physics which is called electrostatics, in that section we study about capacitors. Now, what are capacitors? Capacitors is a device which stores charge. Its example is condenser that we are using in our fans. Due to the storage of charge, when we switch off a fan, it keeps on revolving for some time after switching off. In that section, when we talk about the capacitors, we talk about two kinds of capacitors. One capacitor where we use conducting slab in between the parallel plates of capacitor, and the other is the parallel plate capacitor with dielectric slab. Now, what are dielectrics? The dielectrics are the components which are insulators in the absence of electric field. But as soon as we introduce or apply electric field around them or across them, they develop electric charge in them. And that electric charge developed in dielectrics is just because of the polarization of molecules of dielectric slab. That means polarization is very important in both chemical reactions as well as in physics. Clear? What is polarization? Polarization is the process in which a molecule separates its center of gravities of both the charges. How? We know every molecule is formed with the positive and the negative part. Initially, before polarization, molecules positive and negative part are coincided at the center of a molecule, which we called center of gravity of a molecule. After applying an electric field across the molecules, the center of gravity splits up, due to which two ends of a molecule forms, positive end and the negative end. Means a dipole moment is set up. That is called polarization. There are two types of molecules. One are polar molecules and other are non-polar molecules. Polar molecules are those in which dipole moment can be set up. Means their positive and negative parts can be separated out. But in non-polar molecules, the center of gravities remains at the center or coincided. For example, carbon dioxide gas. And the non-polar molecules have the very important property. Their electronegativity difference is very less. Means the two parts, positive and negative part. Let's take an example of carbon dioxide. In a periodic table, carbon and oxygen lie very close to each other. That means their electronegative difference is very less. That is why carbon dioxide is a non-polar molecule. As the electronegativity difference increases, the length of dipole moment increases and the molecules easily get their polar nature. Clear? Polar molecules have, the molecules which are polar in nature have the more electronegativity difference between their atoms of a molecule. In non-polar molecules, there is very less difference in their electronegativity. Clear? So now, today we had discussed about the polarization of a molecule, which is also a very important concept of organic chemistry. So if you have any query related to any concept, or if you have any suggestion so that I can improve, please do comment. Thank you.